Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me today. My name is Bucci Law. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of our show today. This is another edition of the Leadership Standard, and we're coming live at you. Please take a minute to like, as well as to share whatever you do so that people can be aware that we are here today. And we have an amazing guest on live today with us. We will be bringing her on, the amazing Susan Mount. Susan Mount is, a nurse as well as, a lover of Biafra as well as a lover of Jesus Christ, and also believes that people should be free as well as should have justice and equity. So thank you, Susan Mount, for being a part of us today. Susan, please, you want to say something before we go on?
Um, just say I'm a healthcare worker.
Yes, a healthcare worker.
I won't say which title, but I want to say good morning to all Biafrans and lovers of freedom this morning because what's going on in Nigeria is something else. I know I've been talking about it a lot, posting about it a lot, and exposing about it a lot. So, and I know everybody else has too. Also, I want to say, Ututu Oma Mazi Namdekanu. We know you're stuck in that DSS dungeon, and we're praying for you every day.
Thank you so much, Susan, for that. So, as we will be going ahead today, we're going to be highlighting some stories that have happened in the past week. So many horrible things have been going on in Nigeria. And most people do not understand that it's very important to highlight it because it affects a lot of people, as well as the lives of innocent people, innocent Christians, innocent people who are trying to live a free life, a life that will give them joy, happiness, and a liberty. But rather, they are faced with, killers, people who are going after them in their homes, trying to rape, kill, and destroy. So these are the things that we are highlighting right now, and we hope you all can support us, by at least sharing this broadcast today. And well, we're gonna get started. Susan, do you mind if we get started?
Yes, I'm trying to share our program and it won't let me share it. So hopefully I can share that. But yes, I'm ready to get started.
Alrighty. So let's get started. Today we're gonna bring this is a story I want us to talk about, another story.
Okay.
A woman, husband, and children have been declared missing after the Abuja Kaduna train. For those who do not understand, there was a train attack in Abuja Kaduna train attack that happened last week, I believe, in Nigeria, where
Mm-hmm.
people lost their lives, and this woman, her husband, and her children. Miriam Bobo, her husband and children have been declared missing following the attack on the Abuja train last night that happened in March 28th. It's been a horrible, horrible incident. Susan, did you know about that incident? Did you hear about it?
Yes, yes. And obviously, as we all know, these train attacks have been on the uptick. And we're going to expose later why, probably. And we all know why all these train attacks are happening. No one's safe in the contraption called Nigeria. As you can see, innocent family abducted on the train with children. And I haven't heard any news as to them being found. Have
Mm-hmm.
you?
No.
Yeah. Her husband and her children
Mm-hmm.
were declared missing following the attack. And, it seems like these uptick in train attacks, I guess the terrorists are needing some money to do more attacks in the southeast, I'm guessing. I don't know, but these terrorists are out of control, especially around the Kaduna area.
Mm-hmm.
And you have El Rufai, the governor, saying, "Oh, we're going to bring mercenaries in." Well, you know what? You haven't done anything about the terrorists, so I don't trust what he's saying. I know some people are putting their hope and trust in El Rufai doing something about terrorists. I understand too, Gumi, he's in the eye of the public again because he's wanting to get more money to release hostages from these train kidnappings from terrorists. So I would say the regular thing happening in failed Nigeria. The terrorists come and abduct people and kidnap people, and they either end up dead, missing, or up for ransom. And as per usual, the UK US ambassadors say and do nothing, and the Nigerian failed government does nothing. They reward terrorists and then go after innocent people.
Hmm. Well said, Susan. Like you couldn't have said it any better, to be honest. So, I'm just gonna leave it at that. The fact that not just the fact that they kill people in the train, they still kidnap them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how
Yeah,
do you continue in this, evil? It's like they killed some people in the train, then they still had the guts to take some people, back with them. It's like
yeah,
that's just a continuation of evil because that means that they even have a base, because if you got to kidnap people, you must have somewhere where you actually keep them. And they actually said, even El Rufai himself said, he knows where these people are. They talk to them, they have their phone numbers. Like, how do you have the phone numbers of these people?
yeah.
And,
And
you know,
what about NIN? They enacted this NIN on the cell phones,
right.
and they're not even using NIN to get the terrorists. They sound like a bunch of hypocrites in the Nigerian government, and we all know that they are terrorist sponsors, and there's actual known terrorist sympathizers put up in the government position in Nigeria, and that's why they don't do anything. The only reason they put NIN in on the phones, the cell phones, to track what Biafrans are doing, innocent people or people from the south. That's what they're doing.
Man, so you can say that again. All right, moving on to the next story, okay, Susan?
Okay.
This is another story of suspected Fulani militia kills 3 women, 2 men in Plateau State. Plateau is in Jos.
Yep.
Killed 5 persons in the Bassa local government area of Plateau State. What, what,
Exactly.
what do you think is happening? Why are they killing all these people like this?
Because it's an act of genocide, undercover genocide covered by the failed Nigerian terrorist sponsoring government. Again, it's okay to kill innocent people and slaughter innocent people, and the police and the military, which are compromised by repentant terrorists, which I want to mention that too when we move on. They're just allowed to protect the terrorists, and the terrorists get a free card out of prison and get repented, and more innocent people get slaughtered because the Fulani terrorists and Boko Haram have an agenda, and that's to wipe Nigeria clean for them so they can live in their terroristic state or country.
Hmm.
And everybody, like I said, our own U.S. ambassador, our own U.S. State Department know this. Catriona Lang in UK knows this. The UK government knows this, and everybody turns a blind eye.
Wow. So what is the goal? What is the goal of all of this? Though? Why are they turning a blind eye? Do they want all the Nigerian people, to be killed?
Well, this is my assumption and what evidence has shown. They have interests there, and obviously they don't care about innocent people over the interests. I
Wow.
guess it's okay for people to be slaughtered and died as long as they can keep getting out of what they want, or keep failed Nigeria together. We all know this. The UK government knows that this slaughter is going on. The US government knows. Yes, we have good congressmen speaking out against failed Buhari and the failed Nigerian government and repentant Boko Haram. So, but the leaders, the majority of the leaders in our government are turning a blind eye to this, which is not right. And especially our US ambassador. People wonder why in Afghanistan it was such a failure. The
Hmm.
same thing happened in Afghanistan. People in America have asked, why did, we trained the Afghani military. Why did they not take on the Taliban?
Hmm.
Well, because the military was infiltrated with terrorists undercover. Same thing going
Wow.
on here in failed Nigeria.
Wow.
And when is, I'm not as educated as some of these ambassadors and State Department workers and all this. I don't have these big titles behind my name, but I've got some common sense, and common sense should tell you, if listen to the terrorists and take them at their word. That's what I do, because they do everything they say they're going to do and then some.
Hmm. Wow. Welcome, James Friday. Thank you so much, James, for being a part of our show today. If you're being a part of our show, please remember to share, and like this video. All right, we're going to be moving on to the next story. Lots of things to talk about. This is another story of, this particular NBTE, National Board for Technical Education. It was killed during the attack on the train. You know.
Yeah, it's sad. I watched some of the video clips. There
Hmm.
was dead bodies. Okay, they blew the train up. For any international community people watching this, the terrorists are free. They planned this attack on the trains that are supposed to be safe going through Nigeria. They brought buses because they already knew they were going to kidnap multiple people on this train. How did they get buses? How did they get buses? Seriously. But yet you have the Nigerian military and police down pulling over small transportation buses in Biafra land and trying to extort and falsely accuse young Biafrans. But you've got big buses that terrorists have maneuvered and planned to kidnap huge amounts of people. So they're desperate for money, for more weapons or whatever. They're planning something. You can almost guarantee they're planning something in Kaduna. And then you have El Rufai and his fake, oh, we need to do something about these terrorists. I wouldn't be surprised if El Rufai set this up to make it look like they're doing something so they can bring in these so-called mercenaries, aka more terrorists in, to because they're planning something big. I can already see it coming.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Well, you heard it here first, though. For those that are watching, you heard it here first.
I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist.
Some people are still clueless, though. Some people act like they don't see it. Like they still feel like Nigeria is safe.
Why
People
would you
still.
put your hope and trust in a governor who has openly sponsored terrorists? I just don't get it. He can't just turn good all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And then first, can I piggyback? Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you're bringing up this stuff. Go ahead.
No, you read it. I want you to read it.
Former Zamfara Deputy Governor Ibrahim Wakala shot in Abuja Kaduna train attack. Another train attack. Oh, you want to know something else?
Coincidence. Whoa.
Yeah, you want to know something else, Bucci?
What?
There's also a pattern. There's not just a pattern of train attacks, but there's a pattern of the so-called infiltrated Nigerian Air Force, military Air Force, accidentally bombing people. If you go and Google any article about Nigerian military Air Force accidental bombing in Nigeria, you will see article after article after article of people being accidentally bombed. And it happens to be innocent people, not terrorists.
Wow.
So you will never convince me. The UK will never convince me. My own US government will never convince me that we are helping Nigeria fight terrorism when Nigerian government, A, sponsors and does nothing about the terrorists, gives money to the terrorists, does nothing about innocent people being slaughtered and kidnapped, and they're forgiving Boko Haram, which have you seen the latest article where they are going to repent 36,000, was it 34 or 36,000 Boko Haram? And our State Department knows this in the US. Our State Department knows this. So you're trying to tell me, as my State Department, that Nigerian government is fighting against terrorism and Boko Haram, but they're going to forgive over 30-something thousand terrorists and put them in the community when the citizens in failed Nigeria don't want that. So you all must think that us Americans are stupid and crazy, but I got news for you. We're not.
Wow. Crazy, man. Crazy.
Right now they got the upper hand because nobody's doing anything, but eventually the devil will have to pay his dues because that's just the way the world turns. You know what I mean?
Yep. And those kids, when you look back, with the system of education in the north, they have this Amajiri system of education where a lot of their young kids don't go to school, you know,
They do
and
that on purpose so they can groom them and train them to be terrorists.
exactly, and it's crazy that they don't take them to school. They leave them out there to beg. They are in the control of their imams.
And not only that, a lot of these Al Marjorie children, they're children from Christians that have been slaughtered up north.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They're
Wow.
orphans from the Christians and innocent people that have been slaughtered. A lot of them.
Wow. Crazy, man. It's crazy. So sad. Look at this one, man. This one actually, because I'm a lawyer, so this one hit home.
Yeah.
29-year-old female lawyer killed in Abuja Kaduna train attack.
Well, just look at the young female doctor that was killed on this huge train attack.
Right.
You know, innocent people just going about their business. Um, just they obey the law, they contribute to society, and they're not safe to ride the train. They're not safe to ride their cars. They rode the train because it's not safe to ride a car. If you don't have the terrorists coming after you, you have police checkpoints that tried to bribe you for money and then shoot you if you don't. It's not safe anywhere to travel or do anything in failed Nigeria. But yet we're going to repent over 30,000 Boko Haram. And then we're going to have Catriona Lang supporting that and telling the UK government, we're going to support all of this. This is why this is I'm telling you, I'm not going to keep quiet, and this is not going away. This is not going to go away. I hate to tell people you are not going to wave a magic wand and this is not going to go away. It's going to take innocent people saying enough is enough and putting pressure on the UK government, putting pressure on the American government, putting pressure wherever they need to put pressure on, because innocent people are dying on the daily. To me, these innocent people that you're showing to the international community, it seems like they're just another number, but these are actual human beings that have actual lives. They're mothers, sisters, fathers, brothers, dads, grandfathers, children, grandchildren. These are people, human beings. We need to
Yeah,
get back to being human beings.
that's true. We need to get back to being human beings. It's sad that the world is turning like this, and whew, man, so sad.
Yeah, that's why I loved Mazi Namdi Kanu. He exposed all this stuff. And since they have him in the DSS dungeon, we'll continue to expose.
Exactly. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's innocent.
Yeah, the UK government would rather help keep him in prison, in a fake prison, in a DSS dungeon. I call it the torture dungeon. They would rather help keep an innocent man in a dungeon illegally than they would to help combat this terrorism going on.
Mhm.
All these, I don't get it. All these British officers and British politicians and even our own ambassador and politicians, they act so smart. But how smart are you? You know that the Nigerian government is sponsoring terrorists and forgiving and repenting known Boko Haram terrorists that have slaughtered people already. But yet you're going to hold an innocent man in a DSS dungeon. You're like a shining, blinking light of corruption.
Hmm. Wow. Punchlines. Look at
Yeah.
this story, Susan. Terrorists
Terrorists,
attack another train station along the Abuja Kaduna track less than 24 hours after the previous attack. What's
that would,
going on?
yeah. So not only did they do the huge attack and blow up the rail and slaughter people and kidnap people with buses planned. There was tons of people on motorcycles and buses, so this was planned. But 24 hours, less than 24 hours later, They're attacking another train station. And this is all in Kaduna. This is why I know El Rufai is up to something, because I find it funny that all of a sudden he's needing mercenaries to combat all these terrorists. You know what I mean? He's like, it's like he freed the terrorists and said, go attack this train over and over so we can have an excuse to bring more terrorists in the country undercover.
And the mercenaries might come from Afghanistan. Hey, Taliban. Hey,
I bet you they'll be Al Shabaab. You know, El Rufai's known. He's got a history with Al Shabaab. We all know that.
Nigeria will be like, we need more terrorists. Welcome, terrorists.
That's what this government and the UK government are sponsoring. They and our government. You know, it's sad because the average American don't agree with this kind of stuff happening. Yet our government, our State Department is not reporting to our main Congress the truth about what's going on ground. Our congressmen rely on our U.S. ambassadors and State Department to truly report what's going on ground. Obviously, while Ambassador Leonard is playing the flute and accepting Qurans in Abuja mosques, Christians are being slaughtered. Innocent, more than Christians are being slaughtered. There's Muslim people being slaughtered. Everybody's being slaughtered in Nigeria, and failed Nigeria. And guess what? We're going to bring in more AKA undercover mercenaries, AKA terrorists, into the Kaduna so we can finish off everybody besides and make it a terrorist state.
Wow. Welcome to the land of terrorists.
Yeah, Nigeria. That's why I call Nigeria hijacked by terrorists. Why would you want Nigeria to stay one when it's been hijacked?
Nigeria is a land of terrorists and terrorism. Every day there is terrorist and terrorism.
There is, and it's becoming normal, which is sad.
It has become the order of the day. You wake up and it is terrorists in the backyard of the terrorist in the other backyard of the other terrorist in the other backyard.
And you know, people are like, oh, this is just normal Nigeria. No, that's why Nigeria needs to disintegrate, because terrorism has become normal. So a change needs to happen.
Whew, man, failed states. This is another one again. Nigeria does not have a constitution.
Oh, I love that one.
Nigeria doesn't have a constitution. What it has is just a fraudulent constitution. A constitution that was formed out of fraud.
It was.
There was no coming together of any people to come form a constitution. It was just people just sat down, decided to, recreate another constitution and just change it.
Well, as you know, it's slowly changing into the laws of the Fulani terrorists. They believe in Sharia law, and that's what this constitution is slowly changing to. And I'm not apologetic in saying that. And this constitution never did stand. Nigeria has had several constitutions and amendments. We all learned from our last program, Bucci, when we showed that British officer saying 5 years prior to 1960, which was supposed to be failed Nigeria's independence. We all know the UK never let Nigeria become independent. It was a show, because they were already planning 5 years prior to 1960 the fraud that was going to happen and who they wanted to be put in high power and who they consider and to this day sponsor the North to be in power. I think it's funny that you have Catriona Lang taking pictures with the prosecuting lawyer against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Right.
Why aren't you supporting terrorist sponsors who want to keep an innocent man in a dungeon while these train attacks? I mean, they're all looking crazy. The UK, our U.S. ambassador, Catriona Lang, even the Queen of England is looking crazy. Why aren't you standing up for the right people? Why are you standing with the terrorists? Why? I, as an American citizen, want to know why. And I've called the UK and asked them myself. They always
Right.
hang up on me.
Wow. Well, moving on. See what this is a musician in Nigeria. He said train attack. We don't know how many people died or were kidnapped, but we know it's gonna cost 3 billion naira to repair it.
Of course, this is why failed Nigeria is so poor. They spend so much money on police. There's like what, 15 branches of police. Then you got to spend all this money to repair the tracks that you put in uniform and sponsor the other terrorists, and then give all your money to the terrorists after they kidnap people. No, and guess what? That's where all this money comes from, Fucci.
Oh
It
my
comes from
lord!
the
I
people in the
understand.
South. The majority of the money comes from the people in the South. So basically, they're using your hard-earned money to help pay the terrorists and fix what the terrorists do against you.
Hmm.
Like,
It's a,
it don't. I
it's a
can't explain it
cycle.
no better than that.
It's
Like,
it's a cycle of madness.
yes, very much madness. And they all think they're looking normal in the Nigerian government. I hate to tell them, and the UK government. You all aren't looking normal, seriously. You're looking
Wow.
like, I won't say on this program because we don't want to get blocked.
Yes, we don't want to get blocked. And shout out to Linda KG Blog for supplying us with all these news articles. This is another one. Even the royal families are being kidnapped.
Yeah. I mean, all while they're sending terrorists in uniform down to Biafra land, going after innocent youth in Imo State, Hope Uzodinma. I would call you something else on here, but we don't want to get blocked, but you're part of the issue. So
Mhm.
you would rather endorse slaughter of your own innocent people while the terrorists just run free, and you're that one Nigerian for one Nigeria. What, for one Nigeria to be everybody slaughtered by terrorists? One Nigeria?
Wow.
Like, then you wonder why people don't want Nigeria anymore. Come on,
Mhm.
the Nigerian government has to step back and say, why do people want us to disintegrate? They have to step back and tell themselves, like, is Nigeria really a nice place to live? Can you really prosper there? Can you raise your family without fear of them dying on a train or a plane,
Mhm.
or being kidnapped out of school in Nigeria? No.
Mhm. That's true.
But they're so surprised. Why do these people don't want to be part of Nigeria? I wouldn't want to be part of it either.
Yep.
If I had to worry to get on a train, look at this.
Look at this. A Bono royal family regained freedom after being held captive for 4 months.
Yeah.
Imagine a royal family. If a royal family can be kidnapped for 4 months, what's the plan and what's the common man's goal? And the reason why he only spent 4 months there was because they paid. Remember the Bring Back Our Girls? When those girls were there for years.
The Chibok girls.
The Chibok girls, yeah.
Yeah, they're still, a lot of them are still missing. They never, and look at Leah Sharibu. She's still gone. God only knows where is this young girl and her poor family every day, wondering where their child is and who's treating her bad and what's happening to her. But you got Catriona Lang. And you got our U.S. ambassador. Oh, Nigeria, we support Nigeria. Yeah, you support terrorists. That's what. If you support Nigeria, you support terrorists. And I'm
Right.
unapologetic in saying that. I don't care what you say, what you do. You know what? I wish my U.S. government would come and talk to me. I want congressmen. I've got the evidence to show them.
Yes, they're gonna definitely. You're gonna make a presentation in Congress one of these days. We're gonna make
We
it happen.
already have. We already have. So don't worry, we're working on them. It don't happen overnight, but we will continue to put the bug in the ear, because there'll be new congressmen coming in, and we'll start the process all over again. That's one thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught us. We never relent. We don't give up just because we don't get the results we want right away. We can't continue to do it, and we do it, and we don't grow tired of doing it.
Yes, we don't grow tired of doing it.
And as you can see, God is shining the sunlight on me right now. Okay.
Right now,
And I
shining
know
somewhere.
God just told me and reminded me that it's Biafra is a spirit and it will come.
Amen. Biafra will come. He say, he say, he say. Thank you, William Abadam, for your encouragement. Nice job. All right, let's take another story. I'm enjoying the flow before we round up. See this story. I want you to read this story because it goes back to what you said.
Train attack. Some passengers were bandits, informants, survivor claims. And
Hmm.
you know what? I hate the word using bandits.
Right.
Bandits sound so innocent. These are
Yeah.
terrorists.
Terrorist.
These were terrorist
Terrorist.
informants. Okay.
Terrorist. Spell it
Some
like
of
you
the
said.
past,
Spell it
some,
terrorist.
yes,
Don't let them brainwash.
terrorists.
Don't let them brainwash you and say it's bandits. It's no
It,
bandits. It's a terrorist.
exactly.
Just the same way America is not going to take a 9/11 attack on its soil. That's the same way Nigerians was not agree for this kind of lifestyle because they're making this becoming a lifestyle. All right. Just the same way
Exactly.
corruption is a lifestyle in Nigeria. That's the way terrorism is becoming a lifestyle. It's becoming a lifestyle. It's always making headlines more than the main things that should be making headlines in Nigeria. So and
That
people,
the Fulani terrorists and terrorist sponsors, they're good at trying to groom people into believing something.
hmm,
Part of this using the term bandits is part of that. They are not bandits. They are terrorists.
they're terrorists, guys. You better wake up and remember the terrorists before you sit down there and
I
you
think
know
I'm going to make a t-shirt and sell it online that says bandits are terrorists. Seriously.
bandits are terrorists. Facts. Look at this one. This is your
Oh,
favorite
oh
guy.
yeah, we learned. Didn't I tell you? We got terrorists in police uniform too.
Right.
Here's an example.
Yeah.
Abakari rejects prison food and keeps to himself since his remand. You know, I find it funny. MNK, this is why I love MNK, Mazi Namdi Kanu, because Mazi Namdi Kanu knows in his spirit. God gives him knowledge.
Hmm.
Okay? God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob gives him knowledge. He already said when Abakari came to Biafra land or was sent there by the terrorist sponsors, when he himself, terrorist in uniform, was sent to Biafra land, he was ruthlessly torturing and slaughtering innocent Biafran youths, accusing them of false things, accusing them of being terrorists when they weren't, and slaughtering them. And Mazi Namdi Kanu said, "You come to Biafra land, and you're going to leave Biafra land in shame."
Mm-hmm.
And look at here. This is a picture of shame. Okay? And now you're stuck in the same prison where you've tortured and sent people to. And probably a lot of people were falsely accused, to be honest with you.
Right.
And here he is, and he can't break bread with the same prisoners that he sent there.
Wow.
And mind you, can I make a comment too to people that might not know? The
Go ahead.
prisons are not full of terrorists. The
Right.
prisons are full of innocent people that they call terrorists, and then they repent terrorists,
Yeah.
real terrorists, like
Exactly.
Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen terrorists.
Right. The real terrorists are not in prison. That's what she's trying to say. The real terrorists are not in prison. It's the innocent people that are in prison. The terrorists are being repented with your
I
taxpayers'
hope,
money.
you know what? I got something to say to Abakari. I hope you're happy now, because guess what? God has a way of bringing stuff right back around on you. That's why I say don't do evil. Don't do evil stuff, because it will come back around to haunt you. And that's all I got to say on that one.
It's a good one. Very good one. Alrighty. Look at this one. This is going to be our last story. Or if you don't mind, maybe we'll share one more before we go. But the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, asked Nigerians to raise money for treatment of Kaduna Abuja train attack victims.
Oh, and you know, El Rufai said he's not going to spend no money out of Kaduna to pay for this, by the way. But yeah, he's sincere about bringing mercenaries, right? Yeah, okay. That's his tail. I sit on mine. Anyways, Ameki, really? You want the Nigerian people who the Nigerian government steals money from
Right.
already, turns off their electricity, raises fuel and food prices to help you pay the terrorists, the ones that are kidnapping innocent people, but you want them to fund their own kidnappings and slaughter. Now, does this make any sense to you? Like, we should have titled this program, Look at the Leaders, They're a Joke.
That's the title right now. We changed the title. The name of this show today is Look at the Leaders, They're a Joke.
I mean, come on. How, like, are some of these people highly educated? Seriously? Because common sense is not common. You have not done, these leaders have not done anything about the terrorists. The terrorists are organizing and even bringing huge buses because they already know they're going to kidnap a lot of people. And now you got a Meki saying, oh, to me, this sounds like a setup thing to get terrorists funded. Because not only do you, the Nigerian government can't fund and go pay the terrorists. Right. So let's ask the same innocent people that the terrorists are kidnapping to fund money for the treatment of Kaduna Abuja train attack victims. Because of the Nigerian government's dereliction, they're busy repenting terrorists and allowing them to be emboldened and move along freely in the failed Nigeria. But yet you're going to ask the people that they are victimizing to help pay for treatment? I mean, yeah, I want those innocent people treated. You know what I mean? But you can't keep asking the same people to help fund what the terrorists are doing, but yet you're repenting terrorists. Now, does that make sense? Does that make sense to you?
Oh my God. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing, but it's like I just have to laugh sometimes just to hide my pain.
Well, to me, these leaders here, they think they look so dignified and like they're doing something. They look, to the international community, they look so incompetent and not a shred of common sense or a care in the world for human beings. Like it's like I'm seeing these leaders as not human beings, and that's not like me. I love human beings. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, during one of his programs, I called in and I said, I'm a human being. I said that for a reason, because sometimes we don't look at each other as human beings with hearts and souls and love of each other. But this is really hard to see these leaders as human beings. You know what I mean? Like, how can you live a good life and you're protected while people get kidnapped on a train and they don't have no way to me, the government should pay for their treatment because it's the government repenting these same terrorists.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if the government pays for their treatment,
they have the budget, even this ministry.
Guess where the money is going to come from? From the same people that are being victimized, because those are the only ones working. The people in the South, the Oduduwas and the Yorubans, Oduduwans, and the Biafran people. Those are the only ones keeping the economy of Nigeria alive. And that's the same money, and they can sit there and brag about Dan Goatee all they want to. Dan Goatee, yeah, he has monopoly, but he don't contribute to everything.
Exactly.
He ain't got enough money to contribute to everything that government spends. They have no limit on their spending. They either borrow from China or they make innocent people pay for what the terrorists do.
Right.
It's a crime.
This ministry has a budget.
Everybody else of crime. Yeah. The Nigerian government wants to accuse everybody else of crimes, but look at the crimes they're committing.
Man, it's crazy, man. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere.
Yeah, they're more than mad. They need psychiatric help.
Susan is on a roll.
Catriona Lang and our own ambassador needs psychiatric help, and I'm unapologetic. Like you have
Wow.
your, and look, God's putting another sunshine on my face. You
Yes.
have your priorities not in check. Catriona Lang and Ambassador Leonard, you do not represent me here in America or the average American, because if the average American knew what's going on and how you're not saying anything, they would have a huge problem with it.
That's a fact. All right, the final story before we head out. I want you to read this one. I dedicate this story to you.
Oh, this is common. This is common. We need to start keeping track how many soldiers are killed. Seriously. Because this is real common. They accidentally bomb innocent soldiers. They send Christian soldiers up north to be in small groups with weapons that don't work and set them up to be ambushed by Boko Haram. But yeah, isn't this sad? On the Abuja Kaduna Expressway. Ooh, Abuja and Kaduna, you're doing so well. Look, no one's safe. No one's safe.
Abuja Kaduna is hot. Abuja Kaduna is really hot. Even on the road. And this is like the road is not safe. The railways are not safe. The airways are not even safe. Like at this point in time, they should just close that Abuja Kaduna Expressway and have people leave. I've seen a lot of people like
That's not going to help, because what they need to do is remove El Rufai, because he sponsors terrorists and he brings the terrorists in and has helped bring the terrorists in. But of course, you can't just kick out a terrorist sponsoring government, because you've got terrorist sponsors in the UK helping them.
This is sad, man. So 7 soldiers just wasted like that. No care in the world. And when they die, they just put them on the bare floor. They don't even like. I
Yeah, I
just see them
know.
on the floor. They don't even take care of their bodies or anything like that.
I've got pictures, lots of evidential pictures and videos of that, by the way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can keep going on and on, but time will not permit. This is another edition of the Leadership Standard. I want to thank everyone who has watched us today. If you feel like you learned something, or you know exactly what's going on, please, you can put a comment down below. Also, share this broadcast if you've not done already. I want to thank my amazing Susan Mount for coming up in today's show and speaking how you feel, what needs to be done. Any final thoughts, Susan, before we round up?
I just want to tell the Biafran people, like, you're in my thoughts and prayers every day of the week, multiple times a day. And I just want to tell you, we are not just talking here on social media. We have, me, I have multiple irons in the fire, but this is not going away. I am a strong advocate for Biafrans and innocent people being slaughtered in general. And I'm just going to tell you, unless they kill me, I'm not shutting up. I'm just going to say. And I want Catriona Lang and the UK government to know you are on the wrong side of history. Like, you're not going to get a blessing for what you're doing. I'm telling you that right now. And innocent, like, we have what, 5 million and counting people slaughtered? And we're posting the evidence. The evidence is being posted. People are talking on ground, and enough is enough. But my prayers for Mazdi Namdi Kanu, UK government, do the right thing and help free Mazdi Namdi Kanu now, because he has a lot of supporters in the US, Europe, and all around the world. And you all aren't going to look good to the international community. I'm telling you right now.
There you have it. Mazda Namikano should be free, and not just Mazda Namikano, every other Biafran that is being locked up
Yes.
unjustly, and even other people that are locked up unjustly, whether because they believe in their self-determination of their own, human rights, or whatever it is of their own basic lifestyle. What Nigeria has right now is terrible. People are suffering.
Yes.
And you can't keep impounding on the suffering. They have to provide their own lights. They have to provide their own water. They have to provide their own food. Now they have to provide their own security. Upon everything, the government doesn't provide anything. Rather than now, the government is asking the people to pay for their own, welfare.
Yeah, but if you do create a security like ESN, that's the good guys, then they won't supply security to the people. But when you do create your own, then they call them terrorists.
And that's the thing. When people protect themselves, they call them terrorists. But are the people just going to sit down and just get slaughtered? Self-defense is a human right. So that's the defense of the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, that they are there to protect the people. And it makes sense, because if not, you can only imagine if these terrorists are killing their own people like that in Abuja, Kaduna. Imagine what they would do if they are down in Imo, in Owerri, Anambra, or Delta, Anambra. They would do even more damage. So it makes sense if the government cannot handle it. Even the Yorubas had to form their own Amotekun. The Amotekun makes sense because it protects the people from all of this nonsense going on. So please do not be caught unawares. Be protected. Be ready to defend yourself at all times. If that's how I would say it. If you're living in Nigeria, please be very aware of your surroundings and be ready to protect yourself at all times. Learn a form of self-defense, even if it's kickboxing, even if it's how to throw a punch, even if it's how to run. Just be ready at all times, because you never know when you're going to need it. That's my own advice for you guys this month of April. I want to wish everyone a happy new month. Thank you for watching. This has been another wonderful edition of the Leadership Standard. Susan, do you agree?
Yes, and I truly want everybody to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I know in my heart and spirit he's going to be free. There's no other way. He's innocent.
Yes, he's innocent. So, we put Mazi on the kind of prayers, and we ask that the Lord God Almighty in heaven, open the gates, those prison gates, as it did for Paul and Silas. That shall be the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those prison gates shall be opened, and he will be set free once again forever, and all the charges will be dropped, and justice will be served, both in Kenya, in the UK, and in Nigeria. Justice will be served for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So shall it be. He say, he say, he say.
Pray.
All right, guys. Thank you all. Have a wonderful Sunday. Have a wonderful week. God bless you all for watching.
God bless you, Biafrans. We love you.